What's up?
Hey. West Coast Wednesdays, the day before, the day of Major League Baseball opening day. I see we both came with the same idea today.
Gotta wear my dye. Gotta rep my boys in blue.
I
And it's
hear you.
cold
I hear
out.
you. It's going to be.
And it's
And it's
chilly
still
out. So
cold. I know.
what's
Listen,
up?
Mother Nature played with us for a minute yesterday and then decided to put us back on the
Right.
wind and rain.
And then she said she's
So,
gonna make
hey,
it 77 on Sunday.
yeah, right. There's a lot going on. We'll be
Yeah.
talking about so much, so much,
I
so
know.
much.
Just get into You might as well just get into it.
We got opening day tomorrow. We've got 2
Yeah.
weeks left in the NBA regular season. The West Coast is completely like they're all within 3 games of each other for like 8 teams. You got the NHL regular season ending in 3 weeks. Our Vegas Golden Knights are still there competing. They're still on top, but we'll get into that too. There's a lot going on. So we will
Oh yeah.
discuss that, of course. But what because there's so much going on. I think this perfectly kind of states like what we're doing in sports right now. Of course, shout out to Benchwarmer Brand because he really has it going on. But this is kind of where we're at in sports right now.
Well, how you guys enjoying the show? I can't even deny it. Your tournament is so good. You're definitely the star of the sports world right now. Not for long. Make some room, boys. It's baseball time. MLB, you understand you're not going to be top dog for like 3 months, right? What are you talking about? Opening day's this weekend. You do this every year. Yeah, opening day's this weekend. The same weekend as the Final Four. And hell, WrestleMania is happening this weekend too. And then after that, we've got the home stretch of the NHL and NBA regular seasons, followed by our playoffs, and then the NFL draft. Yeah, no offense, but our games are going to have a lot more on the line than the first few weeks of your 512 game schedule. It's only 162. Same thing. Don't get us wrong, MLB. You serve a very important purpose. You get us through the summer months. You know, the months where it's actually nice enough to do things outside, so we don't need a super interesting sport to be going on, but at least people have the option to watch it. Exactly. You're the bridge back to fall and winter when the seasonal depression starts to kick in, so they have to bring back the good sports to compensate. All right, there are plenty of people excited that our sport's starting. Oh, I'm sure, and that excitement will last for about a week until they rediscover you. In June. Whatever, at least the World Baseball Classic was cool. That was pretty cool. Thank you.
I love the debate.
Pretty much sums it up.
It's pretty much sums it up. I mean, for some of us, I think opening day is a big thing. You know, of course, though, we do kind of veer off a little bit in the first couple months of Major League Baseball because there is so much still happening with NBA, NHL. We've got the NFL draft coming at the end of the month. You've got the WNBA draft happening in about a week and a half. Like, there's just a ton of sports. And I can't
Yeah,
be
but
mad at it.
baseball, I'm in it. I'm in it. We play the Diamondbacks
I know
tomorrow,
you're in
7
it.
o'clock
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see what my boys
I'm in
can
it.
do. We got
Listen, I'm in
Urias
it. You know,
starting
it's just a
pitching.
lot. I think
It's
with
been
it,
a lot. It's been a lot. You've been throwing this XFL. We're watching the women's college basketball, men's college
man,
basketball, NBA, NHL.
so
So it's
much.
already been a lot. It's been too much. Not to mention the boxing matches, UFC matches. Like, how do you encompass all of it? How do you maintain
How do you
that balance?
encompass it all? And then how
Yeah.
do you encompass it all knowing that tomorrow I'm going to go see Air? And I was so
Yeah.
unsure if I was going to wear a Jordan shirt today, a Jordan jersey, a hat today. But I was like, you know what? Let me rep for the baseball guys. But I'm completely excited to catch the Air tomorrow. It's going to be coming out. It's a early showing, but also for everybody else that's not going to be able to catch it tomorrow like I am, there's a big thing happening right now. If you go on cinemark.com, you actually can, they have a certain pre-releases, sneak previews of Air happening on Saturday, this Saturday at 7 p.m. in select theaters. So go to your Fandangos, your Cinemarks, wherever, and see where it's playing because they have select 7 p.m. showings of Air you're able to watch on Saturday. So you can catch it early just like I do. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting for it to stream on HBO Max. When's that thing coming to HBO Max? I want to leave my house.
I mean, I hear you, but you know me, I gotta get it in. I gotta see it.
I mean, if you got an opportunity to go see that movie, definitely go see it. It's not nothing I'm not in a rush. We know the premise, but we'd like to see how it all comes together. It's great.
Of course.
But I like it on HBO Max. So HBO Max, if you're listening, just get that thing streamed right on over.
Get that thing going. Get
it popping, Right. Dude, I'm listen. Okay, let's go. Like Air.
Okay. Oh man.
We with that John Wick Wick 4 right now. Like I'm on John Wick 4 right now. I don't need anything else thrown into my Matrix. Let's go and have that streamed to my house, and I'll be good.
Hey, make it happen however you can.
I know.
I know I'll be there. I'll be there. I'm just trying to figure out which Jordans I'm going to wear. I guess I got to wear one. Yeah, there's mixed reviews for that, but who knows? Who knows?
It has.
Hey,
better not be.
Yeah. What? Huge hot topic for us at least, not about everybody else, maybe for some out there. Tom Brady announced on Thursday that he was going to be part of the Aces ownership group. Listen, we know Natalie went crazy, and most of the Las Vegas community went crazy. People started speculating if Tom was going to move to Vegas. Not sure that's happening, but that does mean he may be at more games. I know season ticket prices went up since the announcement. And I know, especially for like Kelsey Plum, who was thoroughly entertained when Tom was at his last game here, that she had tweeted, "What is life?" Because she is that excited to see her dog as part ownership. So, and Tom Brady had a nice. I have a whole minute here. I'm not gonna play the whole minute, but he definitely had a nice little intro to the Aces community.
Hey guys, what's up? I got really special news to share today. I'm excited to announce I'm going to become part of the Las Vegas Aces organization. It was a matter of time before I was back in the building with some of the greatest athletes in the world. And I grew up with 3 older sisters. They were all incredible athletes in their own right. They were role models to me. It's where my love of women's sports began. I tagged along. I was the annoying little brother to all their games. And they were the best athletes in our house, and they're still a great inspiration to me. So I admire all the work the Aces players and staff and what the WNBA continues to do to grow the sport and to empower the future generations of female athletes, one I have in my own family, and I'm ready to contribute in any way possible as a member of such a great organization. What an honor. I can't wait to watch these amazing, talented players bring another championship to Las Vegas. LFG.
LFG is right.
LFG, Tom.
Tom Brady.
Most of us probably never liked him in football, but we're gonna like him now because he's a part owner.
Tom Brady
we're all
can
with
do no wrong in my eyes right now.
This is it. This is the Mecca.
I love Tom Brady.
We're gonna save that snippet. We're gonna save that snippet.
He did not have to do this. He did not have to do this.
No,
and that's the thing.
He didn't.
He didn't have to do this. Didn't even know he was a big WNBA person like that. Had never spoken
because we saw him one time. We saw him one time.
Well, you saw him one time.
I saw him one time.
I didn't get to see him, but
I'm saying like Vegas saw him in the building
to be in that. But that was the only time. That's what I'm saying. He's never spoken out about WNBA. He hasn't said anything about watching the series. Never tweeted about championships, games, highlighting athletes. None of that. And now that we're seeing that, it's like, oh my God, it's incredible. So no, he can do no wrong in my eyes.
Now
right
it's
now,
happening.
Tom Brady's good with me. We coup de la.
We goat. We with the goat.
I'm rolling with him. He didn't have to do it. That's the whole thing. He did not have to do that. I don't know any other NFL player that stepped up to rise to that. I haven't heard any other athlete in NBA or anything really saying I'm going to donate and be part ownership of a WNBA team. I don't know if they can necessarily. Yeah, so
we haven't seen it.
Do that. That was good. That was big, cute kudos.
We haven't seen it. Kente said that he's going to come out of retirement and play for the Raiders.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's ixnayed the whole return to football thing by now. He's definitely said it a few times on shows. He doesn't plan to return, that he's had his kids watch him play enough that he will be watching his kids from now on. So that's what it is. What's up, Jonathan? Is Levin Mo's Dodgers jacket.
Thank you. It's fire. I know, because my team is fire. We're going to set it off this year.
Here we go. Here comes the 9-month-long Mo's Dodger Nation. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, I mean,
it does happen.
My boys in blue are all time. Like, regardless of what happens with these Astros, what happened with us with the Braves, we're looking good. Our preseason was decent. Our spring training was decent. You know, Kershaw, we're gonna see what that does. But we got Urias starting pitcher. I think that's a great starter to have in a game one. I don't have any problems with him being our opening pitcher. I don't know what the
Right.
batting order is going to be. I'm very curious about that, but we still got a man by the name of Freddie Freeman. I don't know if y'all ever
who's
heard
that?
of him, but
Who?
he is a
Who?
juggernaut. He's a big time juggernaut. Okay. He's already been averaging high in RBIs anyway. And then even preseason, he's been knocking them out the park. So we got that man. And then we got our little boy Mookie Betts. We got our guy. You know, we still got pieces. You know,
Very
we're
much.
sad that Justin Turner's not with us. We're sad that we lost a few other people on our team, but the Dodgers, man, our bullpen is so deep that it's good to have some new rising stars come up out of this. So I'm excited. Long story short, I'm excited about tomorrow.
Yeah. And your Dodgers had a nice little
to win. We're
your
favorite to
Dodgers
win.
got a nice little teaser video for y'all too.
Oh, you do? Oh,
So there's that.
yeah, the blue and white. You gotta go with it.
I mean,
already
it's cool. And granted, the Mariners didn't have like a teaser video yet. They did show off the playoff, the home run by Cal that got us into the playoffs last year, which was dope. But we do have the J-Rod show on GQ, and he has a full spread.
Mhm.
Mr. Julio Rodriguez is really coming out of his element, and he really has got a lot of high praise from a lot of players out there. So I'm excited to see what these Mariners got for this season.
Yeah, I hope you guys advance a little further. Than you guys moved the needle pretty well last season.
Yeah,
so it'll be that same type of vibe. Yeah.
It's going to be a good look. I'm excited. The All-Star games in Seattle this year. There's a whole lot going on. And if anybody out there,
okay.
if anybody out there needs the Major League Baseball opening day excuse from work, let Mo or I know. We can get it to you because some of you may need to take the day off. I don't know, maybe.
And this is the official form. This came from the MLB. I'm not even playing that. This is actually from the MLB. We can have this. I can have this thing notarized and everything if we need to. But it's totally.
We need
legit.
those mobile notaries out there. That's what we need.
Yeah. If you need to skip a day of school or work, that's the note. That's
it. That's what's happening. You know what I mean? That's a good look. One funny thing about the Major League Baseball's opening day. So the Marlins showing off that they will be selling 34 inches of Cuban sandwich. It's a 2.5 pound Cubano Gigante, which feeds about 4 to 8 people. You can buy this actually at the Marlins Stadium ballpark. That's crazy.
So that'd be a whole row of folks that say, who's going in on the sandwich?
Who wants on the Cubano? Like, let's get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wants in on it? Mm-hmm.
Who wants in on this? But hey, man, ballparks be having some good food, I swear. Compared to some of the other stadiums or basketball arenas, ballparks
you gotta
really
tell me, honey. Dodger Stadium is my oasis, honey. Dodger dogs all day.
Yes. What's good, Shane? Shane's in the comments. We appreciate you tuning in.
Hi, Shane. I don't know any of these people, but hi, Shane.
Shane's in Seattle. He's ready for the Mariners.
I was gonna say, these must be your Seattle peeps.
Yeah. No, not all of them. No, So yeah, we covered that. I know you sent me a thing about Bronny. I don't even understand how Bronny can be making this kind of money. It's almost sickening.
Well, first of all, it's 3 separate deals, but it's totaling to $7 million in NILs he potentially could have. And
I mean,
if he goes to either Duke or he goes to Ohio State, because that's the two option choices that his dad is kind of pushing him to kind of go to. But that's the valuation of his NIL deals. He's got 3 of them.
So he is going to college. This is what's happening.
We just haven't figured out which school yet, if it's going to be Duke or the Ohio State. He's LeBron's fans of both. Thought Coach K was still going to be at Duke coaching, but you still got somebody that knows Coach K's system, clearly. So we could, he could go that way, or he could play back home at the Ohio State.
7.2 million. You know, there's a
But
big
that's
thing in
3
Congress
NIL
right
deals.
now
That's
that's
3
that's
separate
discussing the
companies.
NILs and regulating them because they feel like the NIL deals are also a way that they're getting these players to transfer, to want to change schools, to move over because they can offer them maybe more money in the NIL deals, which still is illegal by kind of like a bribe.
Well, it's like
It's a
3
lot going
different
on.
companies. So I'm curious to see what the 3 companies, I can't remember which ones are offering them, but it's totally in that amount, which is, it's Bronny. I
Wild.
think that was going to be a bag regardless.
I mean, of course, LeBron's kid, so you knew this was
Yeah,
coming.
that was going to be a bag regardless. So,
We do have a few Hugadores. We didn't have any last week, but of course we had to mention these. And we know it's not football season, but somehow we talked about the Chiefs superfan, Chiefsaholic, who had robbed a bank and went missing like back in December. He got found, charged, arrested, was released on bond in February. $1 million bond warrant was issued on Monday because apparently he failed to appear for court and cut off his ankle monitor over the weekend. It was found in the woods outside of an apartment or a hotel he was staying at. So,
how the heck was he able to do that?
Wouldn't it be funny if he showed up at the draft? It's in Kansas City. I'm just saying.
Knowing him, he probably would, because that's just how
Runs on
bold he is.
stage, gets arrested, security comes. Like that would be that would make the Kansas City draft put on the map, I think.
My thing is, how was he able to cut that monitor off, that ankle monitor? And secondly, God, this mascot privilege is real out here in these streets. Like, how's he able to get away with all of this kind of stuff?
You robbed a bank for $130K and you get out on bail just because this is the first time you robbed a bank? Like, I don't see how that's even.
Well, he's got white privilege, but he's also got the mascot privilege too. Let's be real.
I guess
so
the Chiefs.
You got a comment, and then you're a super fan of the Chiefs. I feel like one of them made a call. Like, I feel like somebody must have made a call.
It wasn't Andy Reid though.
I mean,
Andy Reid ain't gonna do that.
Well, it doesn't have to be a head coach. It could be the higher ups. I don't know, the Heinz fan, the ketchup fan. I don't know, whoever owns them. I don't know how he got out. I don't know how he got his ankle monitor off. And that's my biggest thing is, how did he get the ankle monitor off? He watched YouTube and was like, I'm going to the woods.
I'm headed out of here. This is what's happening.
And I'm a gnaw at it like I'm an actual wolf, and no one's gonna suspect a thing.
Well, I'm hopefully he left the costume at home because I think that will make it just that more noticeable if he's out running around in this costume.
Well, he didn't probably wear the Chief stuff. He probably was naked. He took the T-shirt off the body part.
Lord. Oh Lord.
Maybe just dressed like the wolf.
TMI. Draw me a picture I don't need to have. Thank you.
Maybe he's got several wolf costumes. Maybe this ain't his only one. Maybe he's got a whole shtick going on.
Got like a Teen Wolf thing going on. Shout out Goose, let the ball bounce. Last day of Women's History Month. Actually, tomorrow is the last day. Friday is the last day.
Friday, the 31st. Yeah.
So we've got a few more days. Don't cut us short now.
What's up, Goose? Shout out to you. Shout out to Let the Ball Bounce.
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Hey, listen, we also got another one. I don't even understand this one. Bradley Beal under investigation. Orlando Police Department wants to put charges on Beal with one count of simple battery stemming from an incident that took place on March 1st when the Wizards played in Orlando. Apparently, there's a Wizards fan that lost a bet and was near the tunnel where the players were exiting, had said something along the lines of, "You made me lose $1,300. I'm gonna guess MFer or something." He says something along those lines, and Bradley came back at him and tipped his cap, and apparently had got in contact with his face while he was got his cap off his head, and now is facing some charges.
But he didn't even hit the fan that said it. He hit the fan's friend.
The friend's friend, yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, the thing of it is
you gotta know better than that. I mean, you can't let these guys. We already know that fans going to be saying a whole lot of mess, and you got to be able to put up with that and keep the show moving and not put yourself in this predicament. I'm sure he's heard far worse fans yelling stuff at him before this.
I'm curious to see how it's going to be in these NFL stadiums when they have sports books in them now.
Yeah, I forgot to get that picture,
because
but that's going to be wild.
You're going to have angrier fans yelling at the players at tunnels about how much money that costs them the game.
Shout out
that's gonna be a thing.
Sportsnista. She said, "Man, fans better act like they got some." Listen, the fans.
They don't have no sense. That's the term
Mix
fanatic.
alcohol with no common sense and everything else put aside. But yeah, when they get those sports, I mean, we kind of see how it is here a little bit because, you know, but here's the, I don't know. I feel like if you have an app, you can pretty much bet at any stadium already, at least in the most states, not all. At
I
least
mean,
here,
the
you know,
ones that you probably can't, you probably can run in. I mean, I don't know. All I know is these fans gonna be uptight and upset because you're gonna be
It's gonna be a
fans.
lot.
You're gonna be betting with your heart, and the house always wins, and you gonna
Well, they
lose.
swear everything's scripted, you know. Listen.
Whatever.
Hey, listen, I gotta show this one video. I didn't catch. I've only been watching the NIT in regards to the Washington Huskies ladies because they were in the Final Four, their Fab Four, whatever they want to call it. I think they lost today. However, I think it was on last week on Thursday. The Memphis women's basketball team was playing Bowling Green, and there was a little altercation. So there was a girl on the Memphis team, Jamira Shoots. She actually was in court today pleading no contest to an assault charge stemming from this altercation that I'm about to show you, where it shows her, if you look closely, they're in the handshake line following their loss to Bowling Green, and she actually punched one of Bowling Green's players, Elisa Brett. And it's something you just don't see every day, especially in women's basketball. But here we go. Caught her. You didn't see her fall down. So
I
the
saw
players
her fall
were
down,
kind
but
of.
I didn't see the hit. I was looking for the punch.
Yeah. Yeah. The punch was kind of in the public, within the crowd.
Within the huddle. Yeah.
Yeah. So she put no contest, but still, that was something that happened, and we got to give her a little Jugador a Loco award for that one. It was a little lot.
That's dumb.
It's very dumb. Before we get into March Madness, though, because we definitely want to talk about it. I see Kente was going to talk about South Carolina. We definitely want to get into that. We want to talk a little bit about Vegas sports beforehand. Shout out to Cassandra. Said she gave him her 2-piece but no biscuit. Yeah, I don't think it was a hard hit, but she got her because the girl played in the next 2 games anyway. So it wasn't like she was out.
Like it didn't damage her. So the thing of it is why do it? It's just kind of stupid.
Why do it? Exactly. Like we talked about, the NHL season's finishing up in 3 weeks. Vegas Golden Knights are still in first place, but are only above the Kings by 2 points. We're over Edmonton by 3. Edmonton is inched up because we lost to them over the weekend. Or no, we beat them over the weekend. We lost to the Oilers yesterday. Yeah, 7-4. What a high scoring hockey game too. So we got to keep our eyes on the Golden Knights as they make this playoff push, trying to secure that home ice advantage. Another big thing that they better. We also had a big fight this weekend over at the MGM Grand Arena. Caleb Plant versus Benavidez. Is that it? Did I say it right? You know me. We got Cassandra in here. She was there, looking great in her red dresses, of course. Caleb Plant lost. Did you watch the fight?
I didn't see it at all. He honestly hadn't fought in years, and thought that he could rock this guy. And this guy has been competitively training and doing what he needed to do. And
yeah, all I know, he's got bloody.
We wanted Caleb Plant to win because Benavidez had talked mess on his late daughter when his daughter passed away, and that gives you motive to want to knock somebody out. But tables turned, and you got rocked. So,
and here we are.
Got rocked.
Speaking of other things that got rocked, the Vipers, they got rocked.
The Vipers been rocked.
Listen.
7.
Although it was a nice day, so we've had rain, we've had high winds. There was actually a good day on Saturday for the Vipers. However, we didn't even score until the second half. Let me just tell you, there was 3 passes made and completed by our quarterback, Perez, in just the first quarter. 3 pass attempts. 3. A whole 3. I don't know what's happening.
It's the stadium. No one wants to see that damn game in
Listen,
Cashman Field, nor do
Look
they
at
want to
this.
play in Cashman Field.
Imagine being the announcers and you've got to climb up in this thing. The
It's absolutely
cameramen,
ridiculous.
the announcers, the offensive and defensive coaches that are calling the plays are in this little
It's
metal.
ridiculous.
Looks like a adult jungle gym. Like we're gonna see it on like a parkour event later on ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that is good, the DJ, I don't even know his name. So if you know his name, please drop it in the comments. The DJ is dope. And you can actually request songs through the Vipers Twitter, which was fire because there was always good songs playing during the game. So I'll give him that.
At Cashman Field, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Who got a new QB? No, Shane, we got Brett Hadley still. He actually came in the second half. I want to say the third or fourth quarter. He scored the one touchdown. But yeah. I thought Prez got traded. I don't think he got I think we got 2. We have 2.
Yeah, look it up and see. I don't know.
I'm about to. Cassandra, the crowd is good. Like there are some diehard XFL fans out there. I will say that, and I would say there was about maybe 3,000-4,000 people there. I wouldn't know for sure. I mean, it's hard for them to compete on a Saturday when there's so much other stuff happening. Like we had the NCAA tournament here, you had boxing here, but there are some diehard fans that be out there. So I'll give them that. Let me see. I'm looking it up right now.
Well, I don't know why anybody would want to. I mean, shoot.
Well, I don't know.
Shane Field. It's a Cashman Field, so
gone.
it's just not good, and it's just one of those things.
It's not. And what's crazy is that when I was sitting there, there was a kid. I won't say a kid, a young man from Bishop Gorman who does a sports show with the Bishop Gorman's TV station there, and he was mentioning how Vegas Vipe or the XFL had approached Bishop Gorman to have their games there. Offered them like a 4-year deal, and Bishop Gorman wasn't having it.
Well, they didn't want that element over there.
Well, and plus, you've already had ESPN. He said that ESPN's already been there covering their games before, so it's not like they already had the equipment. They had everything set up already to go. They just needed the plug. Yeah, and Bishop was like,
they didn't want anybody in that element, in that neighborhood, in that area. You got all these walks of life coming. This is a blue collars league, so you have them coming over to posh Gorman. Yeah, that ain't happening.
I mean, Shane, I don't know. Did Prez get traded after the game? Because he played in the game. I remember watching him, and he was so he must have got traded after the game. I don't know how we're gonna do with just having Hadley or who else we got, but that's gonna be yeah. Listen, Gorman is times 10 nicer than Cashman. That's what should have happened.
It is. I mean, it would make sense, but I get it because it's Gorman. They're not gonna do that. So
yeah. Unfortunately, Shane says we got new QBs, so I'll have to look out for that. I didn't see it, but we only have, so there is, if you haven't been to the game, granted it is Cashman, yes, we're not caring for it, but if you want to go to the game, there is one home game left, and that's this Saturday at noon. So it's an early game, should be a decent weather. It's not going to be beautiful, but it'll be decent for Vegas. Get out there, catch them on Saturday, early game at noon. So there's that.
Yeah.
We also got our lights. The lights have yet to come home because of the Vipers, but they will. They are undefeated. They tied their last match. We got single tickets on sale now. Their home opener is May 5th. So remember that May 5th is a light season opener, as well as they will be playing in the US Open Cup versus the LA Force. That'll be at UNLV, and that's going to be on April 5th. So you could catch them a month earlier here in Vegas if you want. Just go there and check out tickets. Last but not least, our Aviators. They opened up on Tuesday. Tuesday, it's going down. This is the 40th anniversary for having professional baseball in Nevada. They got promotional nights. You got a t-shirt on opening night on Tuesday. Of course, Bark in the Park is back on Wednesday. $2 beer nights on Thursday. And I'm excited because that's a picture of Coors Light. And last year's free beer was not, I think it was like Modelo or I don't know, some beer that I don't really care for. So could be different. They got a different beer for beer night. You got fireworks on Friday, a puffy vest on Saturday given away, and then a throwback hat, I think, or a throwback jersey for Sunday. So Aviators back.
Once
Today
this
was
weather gets
media
good,
day too.
they'll be out there.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Should be a good show. All right. March Madness. Again, let me just reiterate how much I'm excited for the Bird and Taurasi show coming back for the Final Four. The women's Final Four, let me clarify. These two lit it up last year. I'm excited to see them back again. Should be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Caitlin Clark could be the biggest story in all women or men's basketball. This woman is amazing. She's the first player in D1 history to have amassed 900 points and 300 assists in a single season. One season. She also scored 40. She also had the first 40 point triple double in NCAA tournament history for men or women. Hello. I don't know.
What's her year in college?
I want to say she's a junior.
She's out of there.
But people are
Especially
leaving.
if they win the championship, she's out of there.
Yeah, we also saw that Iowa and Louisville drew more viewers than any viewers than any NBA game on ESPN this season.
That was a great game.
That was an intense game. All
the women's games have been lit. They've been
good.
really, really good.
Oh
They're more excited than the men's because everybody, like I said, is disappointed with the upsets. Everybody's brackets are pretty much busted. No one has anything else to go off of. So to watch these women, it's I'm not saying it's like a consolation, but it makes up for this whole March Madness thing. That's for sure.
They've been going wild. So the women's bracket, or the women's Final Four, was going to be Iowa and
Virginia Tech.
South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Don
Iowa versus South Carolina. Man, this is going to be quite the matchup. You got Iowa against the Gamecocks. You got Virginia Tech going against LSU, the Bayou Barbie. There's a lot.
I want LSU to come out of all of this.
Yeah.
I'm going for LSU through the whole thing. Who do you have?
I love the Gamecocks, but man, I love me some Caitlin Clark, and I've been talking about her all year. Like, this girl is just, man, I want to see.
She is the truth, but I've got to roll with my sister school, LSU, from being down in the South, and I'm just, you know me.
I hear you.
I'm rooting for us. So LSU is. That's what I booked. And I hope they do have that matchup. But I don't know if Iowa, that's going to be a great game against South Carolina. It really is. Because they're juggernauts. And I don't know if they can get past that.
Donna mentioned Maddie because, she declared for the WNBA. Well, she is great. I mean, she definitely, we talked about her last week. She's the truth too. I'm not saying, I just personally was excited. I mean, she's great and she's had a phenomenal career as well. I can't wait to see her. And it's just crazy that without expanding the league as far as the WNBA, without anyone really retiring, you've got to have these girls going up against vets, and vets are going to lose jobs, or these girls are going to not be on teams, which is.
Or they go overseas and play for a while and then come on back, and they can do that.
But yeah, that's just no fun.
They can do that because if the old heads don't leave and people don't retire out Taurasi, then we won't have, I don't know.
We also got to give it up for Coach Yo at Ole Miss. They did lose in the Sweet 16, but she had promised, and I quote, to do damage in the transfer portal. And literally a few days later, she's already secured Kennedy Todd Williams from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Literally, she left. She was on the transfer portal from North Carolina and is now committed over to Ole Miss. So listen. Ole Miss is it. What did she say? She says the sip is the move.
It is.
It is. I give it all up. No, she not. They listen. If you can make some future bets, I don't know. Ole Miss is gonna be on them.
I'm not gonna bank on it all like that, but I will be watching them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Kente, there was more talent. A lot of talent on women's games. I mean, the men's was just crazy because their transfer portal was so crazy last year. We saw how all these games got affected. Teams got affected. Our blue teams didn't make it in. No number 1 seeds. I mean, that's just, it's crazy.
Well, the bracket's busted. I'm over it. I don't even care.
They said
I
there
don't
was
even care.
6 brackets out of what 12, 13,
I don't
15
even care.
million that had
This is
got the
ridiculous. Like
last
I've
final
never seen anything go down like this.
ever. You
And
got
who would have
Florida
thought Miami coming
Atlantic,
out of left field would be out
Hello,
there?
Florida Atlantic versus San Diego. I
Yeah.
mean, look at this. There's a Mountain West team in the Final Four for men. Who
Yeah,
would
San
have
Diego
thought
State,
that?
ain't that some stuff?
Yeah, and then you got Miami and UConn. First of all, this except for UConn, every team there, this is their first trip to the Final Four.
Yeah.
UConn's won 5 championships since '99. However, they've kind of, they're
Who would have
they're
thought
under the
Miami
radar.
Hurricanes and San Diego State, for that matter, would
Florida
be
Atlantic?
in the Final
Come
Four?
on.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's so wild to me.
I
It's
never
so
would have
wild.
seen that coming. And I was watching
And them
college
saying that
ball,
there's
and I
no
still
All
didn't
Americans
see
in the
it.
Final Four. This is like the first year it's ever happened where there's been no All Americans in the Final Four. Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But we will give a huge shout out to the Vegas native, Julian Strather, who hit that deep 3 in the win over
Yeah.
UCLA in the Sweet 16. That was amazing here at T-Mobile to do it here on his home field or his home court. But unfortunately, Gonzaga could not keep up with UConn in the Elite 8, which was too bad. I was going for Gonzaga a little bit out of those options. But March Madness, listen, Friday, 4 p.m., the women start. That's all I got to say. I will be watching those games intensely. It's going to be a good look. It's going to be such a good look. I just can't wait. I can't wait. Mo, can you wait? Are you going to watch it? You're going to have it on the show at the work?
I mean,
you got to.
I'm going to have the TV on, so I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be all in it. I'm so intense in this game right now with Minnesota and Phoenix Suns. I really want Minnesota to beat the Suns badly. KD's back debuting right now. Okay. The score is 36-36 with 6 minutes and 9 left in the second. It's kind of going back and forth. Cat is playing because they had him on a game time decision today, and Cat is definitely playing, so he's out there too, and that's going to be the X factor. But I don't want Phoenix to win.
So this was the standings as of yesterday. I know the Mavs lost today, which still keeps them out the play-in in the playoffs.
I love it.
They just lost to Philly.
I love it. And I watched that game against Philly. I love it. Yeah. I don't want them
But look at this. You've got 8 teams that are separated by 3.5 games.
See, if Golden State had won their game the other night, they would have been it would have been a better look to be tied up with the Clippers and all of that. And see, that's why I need Phoenix to lose so they can say that 40-36 and see if Golden State can advance and be 41-37. And the Clippers need to lose too, because I'm more so watching the playoff standings than I am that play-in standing. Because our Lakers did win tonight. They beat the Bulls. After we lost to the Bulls. That
was a good shout out to my Bulls from the weekend game. That was a great game though, but yeah.
Vucevic, I'm telling you, 20 and 11 rebounds. He was your top earner, and that's your center. So I don't know what the heck Zach LaVine was doing and all the rest of them. Because Kobe White, I think he had like 12. He contributed. Your bench did nothing. Pat Bev did nothing. Pat Bev didn't even have no points in, and he was a starter. So I don't know what was going on.
Because he did all that talking over the weekend and couldn't bring it back.
Obsession. Yeah. I don't know if that was all it, because he was waving his finger at LeBron and trying to taunt him, because he still has bitterment towards our Lakers. So I don't know if he was obsessed with that, but he scored nothing.
Jonathan said that the Lakers, you and your Lakers, you want the Wolves to lose so you can save the Sun slander for another time.
You know what? I don't want the Suns in. And what does it matter if the Lakers go into the play? You think they're going to advance into the playoffs too?
I mean, let's talk about LeBron being back on the team not really being as great as they were.
I'm loving my Lakers. Let me just finish what I was saying. I love my Lakers, but the thing of it is I don't care. They're not going anywhere. I'm not going to sit here and obsess about what the Timberwolves got to do. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see them just take the Suns out, because the Suns didn't need KD to begin with. You lost Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, and they went over to Brooklyn, and look what they're doing over there. Like, I don't like the Suns, so I'll sacrifice my Lakers for the Suns not to advance.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. So what were you saying? I'm sorry, hon.
No, you're good. We saw you said the 76ers, they had won earlier. They had Harden.
Yeah, they won earlier.
Back.
Yeah.
Embiid was back.
Yeah. He's still in the talks of MVP, between he and Joker, and we'll see who wins out of that one.
Yeah. Ben
That'll be
Simmons is
cool.
not going to play for the rest of the season. Did they?
Yeah, but I'm not even like trying to report about the
can't.
news on any of this. I'm just
That's
trying to
just
have
too
conversations.
much.
It's
Just too much. We can talk about this though, because somebody out there going to be buying it.
Oh yeah, they're
Steph
gonna buy
Curry
that.
out there making bourbon. He teamed up with a distillery in California, and he has a new brand of bourbon called the Gentleman's Collection. I'm sure the first release is going to be the Gentleman's Cut, a limited edition bourbon that will be available for purchase in select states. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people with the bourbon and the stogies enjoying their evenings. So shout out to Steph Curry, always making moves, and that's good.
Yeah,
for
that's
him.
good money moves, and then put that bourbon with Aisha's cooking and stuff, and they have a whole situation. Yeah,
right. Donnell said he'll be getting a bottle for sure. We know you like your bourbon and your stogies. So
I mean, I'm not
that's
a big bourbon
look.
person, but I do like that Uncle Nearest whiskey. That stuff is a little fire. But I would get it to support just to have. I take a signed bottle from
Steph
him,
even
though.
drink. We don't know
For
if
that.
Steph drinks. I mean, I would assume maybe. I'm sure I haven't ever heard of him because he doesn't drink, but we just probably haven't seen it.
I mean, I think he does. We just don't see it. His transparency is
Make
that
some
good.
barbecue barbecue sauce. That would be good. Listen.
That would. That sounds really good too.
That would be delicious. So hey, when we talk about some of the greatest news that you could possibly hear, I literally was at the Vipers game in the media area. Shout out to Chris Wynn and Jose Volante that were there, because the news came across my phone. Bobby Wagner re-signs with Seattle for 1 year, $7 million. And I literally yelled and was like, and they both looked at me like I had started a fire, or that, some team had just lost. And I'm like, no, Bobby's back in Seattle, guys. And they got a good laugh out of that one. So welcome back, Bobby. I'm so excited. So excited. I can't wait. Listen, it was tough watching him in LA. It was really tough watching him in LA. It's just too much. So Bobby's back. We still have no idea as far as where the Packers and Jets are in negotiations for Aaron Rodgers. When will that happen? Who knows? And now players, they had the NFL owners had their meetings, their annual meetings. They ruled on a couple things. Players are now able to wear the number 0. And so the first player, it appears, that's going to be rocking it is Calvin Ridley for his new team, the Jaguars. Interesting. Players can wear 0, I think, except for offensive and defensive linemen.
Yeah, because Darren Waller just changed his number to 12. He's no longer 83. He's not even carrying on the 83.
12?
To Giants. He's 12 now.
Interesting.
So
I've never seen a tight end with that number, with like
so I don't even
anything
care.
in the teens.
So I don't even care. About a 0, 12, whatever.
I don't know.
It's just crazy. I mean, I don't even understand how you left like that. Still upset about that.
Jonathan, why you let him walk and come back? Listen, I don't think it was a money thing with Bobby, and he wanted to go get other money. He went to LA, got some money with the Rams. They released him. So come on back. We'll welcome you back. Take this $7 million, which I think is a great deal for him, and be the vet on the team to help these youngins out, because we definitely need it. Now, if they want to bring back some more, I mean, the defensive right now looks good. If we just need to work a little bit on the offensive line, and I'm going to be happy with that. It's going to be a good one.
I don't think anybody cares about Bobby Wagner coming back, to be quite honest with you.
Well, you don't. But there's a lot of people.
I don't even know. The Seattle people in the chat, do you guys care that Bobby Wagner's back? Just type yes.
Hell yeah.
And I'm curious.
They will.
I mean, are they?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious because I don't know. Like, that wasn't really breaking news for me. Like, okay.
It was breaking
news.
It
wasn't even breaking news.
We didn't know where he was
going. It's breaking news for the Seahawks.
It sure was.
Y'all be excited about
No, that was an ESPN alert times 10.
For a $7 million 1 year stint. That'll do what for you? I don't know. I would like to see how that looks.
What do you mean? He signed 1 year deal with the Rams too? Or no, I don't know.
Yeah.
He
went invisible with the Rams. I wasn't paying attention to Bobby Wagner. I was watching the Rams.
Don't be mad at Bobby. Damn. Wow, this hate outside.
The fact that this
you want to talk about Jimmy G? You want to talk about Josh Jacobs? I mean, we could talk about it.
1 year, $7 million. Okay, that's great and fair. because that's all he deserves.
But he's the
And I'm just curious
passion
as to,
of like
is it
he was
really
a
that-
he was
is
a
it really
rock
that
of
impactful that you
Seattle.
guys have him
He
now?
was a rock for Seattle, and to have him
He
with Russell
was a
both
rock.
leaving, he was, and now he's back. And he'll probably use this as like his career endpoint too, to come back, play for a year, possibly retire. Who knows what happens with him?
So
He's
you're
also
getting
one of the few.
on the verge of retirement, Bobby Wagner. So you're not getting the same Bobby Wagner you had before.
Well, we saw that in LA. He wasn't the same. And I
Okay,
don't
so
know if
that's
that
what
was
I'm saying. Okay, people
but
in the chat
I don't-
that are
but
from
I don't know.
Seattle, your Jonathan
Yeah.
and all these people, type yes or no if you're still listening, if you're excited about Bobby Wagner coming back.
Bobby still got it.
Wag
Bobby was
still
always
got
in
it,
a
Shane.
comeback. I mean, they're saying it. They're there. Just a
So good,
hater. Just
Seattle.
because your
So
Raiders
good. I'm
still
so
gonna be
disappointed
flunking
in
on
you
the
guys.
bottom of the
So good.
AFC West ain't gonna be my bad.
Well, how many games y'all expect to win this season? Because they got us on the verge of saying 7.5, verge of 8. How many y'all?
Oh,
think y'all gonna win?
we're winning more than you for sure. I'd say at
think so?
least I think so. I'd say 10 or
We have to place
11.
a bet on that in the start of the season.
Oh, we can place a bet right now.
How much you want to bet? What should the terms of the bet be?
Let it be
What do you wanna bet?
$54. Let it be $54. Bobby's number.
$54?
Bobby's number.
Okay,
I mean,
that's fair. If you want to make it an old Seattle bet thing, I guess.
what do you want to make it?
I don't know. I guess 54 is fine.
Or you can think, or let me know what you like.
I mean, 54 is fine if that's what you want to do. 54.
Just make it a straight 50. Is that better for you?
I mean, I don't know. 54, and you're putting it on Bobby because your 54 is going on Bobby. You sure you want to chance yourself with that kind of luck?
Well, yeah, I have a better. I have more. I'm more vested in my team this year than I was last year. Last year was just for shits and giggles because really, all we needed to do was beat the Denver game, and we were all happy. But the fact that we actually still did good enough to get into the playoff for a game, that was magical.
I'm looking
I'll
at the
take it.
NFC West picture for you guys right now with the 49ers
'Cause-
being who they are.
Yeah. That's one team that we played twice. So they're okay.
And
If
Arizona
anything,
being who they are.
Arizona ain't nothing. You saw what they did last year?
I'm just saying, and Arizona being who they are.
Right.
I'm not saying they're good or bad. I said San Francisco for being who they are. You
The
can take that however
Rams.
you think San Francisco is. Arizona for who they are. You can take that for how they are.
Right.
And then the Rams. Take the Rams for however you want. So 54 is what you want.
Shane said 154. Kente said make it a whole $200.
Y'all putting up money?
Shane said
Y'all got
254.
balling money. I was gonna bet 54 cents, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, you don't got faith in your team. That's why.
I have faith in my team. I say my team will win maybe 8 games. I feel like our team. I actually was gonna put $100 on the 40 to 1 odds that we go to the Super Bowl. I was just gonna do it just to do it. I literally was gonna do that. I think I still will.
I mean, Jimmy's been there once before. I can't say it'll be happening
Hey, and he got a
again.
ring for it
Yeah.
too. Listen, those odds, you never know. But I'll take your 54. I'll match that 54. We'll bet it.
All
Go
right,
on.
Shane, Kente, y'all heard this here. Kente said make
Witness
it 400. We're
54 for Bobby
We're gonna keep it
Wagner.
at 54. Since you want to talk all that smack about
$54.
Bobby and no one caring about Bobby and Seattle not even caring about Bobby, now we're gonna make it $54.
I mean, I only spoke to 5 people from Seattle. We didn't get a general consensus, but we got the ones that mattered, I suppose, because they're fans of the show and fans of you.
you want
and
mom
guys
tap
that
in?
put
Do I need to
Seattle
have
on
mom
the
tap in? Because mom's
Yep.
excited.
Y'all do y'all again, a small group of your circle. It's not whole. It does not make a whole Seattle.
How many other people you know from Seattle?
It doesn't matter how many people do you know from Seattle.
Clearly
I'm
a lot
trying to
more
say
than
the
you.
whole
But you're
distance of
saying
people that are in this chat. This is all that matters at this point. The
you
rest of
asked
Seattle can have a
questions.
whole different
They
opinion.
answered. You addressed the people in the chat. They answered. They gave
Yeah,
you
they
their
did.
response.
They did, but you're like representing like it's the whole Seattle. No, it's just.
I
your
mean, even
microcosm
Donnell
of
chimed in,
Seattle.
and he's not a Seattle fan.
Who?
Donnell mentioned he was like, it's a good look for Bobby. They got a good price. Both everybody wins.
But did he say that they would be? Yes, he didn't type a yes or no either.
I think he might have tapped out.
No. Saved by the bell because he gonna rock with his San Francisco 49ers. He gonna say y'all gonna lose the whole damn season if it was up
You
to
know,
him.
all the hating vibes towards Seattle are so early. I mean, focus
I
on your
don't know.
Dodgers.
It's just Seattle. One Lombardi trophy, and this is how y'all act. Y'all know how to act.
Jonathan, I can't even put your comment.
And the
on here
funny
because
thing is, you're not embarrassed about the play call holder all around the world that cost y'all the second Lombardi trophy.
how
Like, maybe
long
y'all
ago was
ashamed
that?
about
How
that.
long ago was that? We talking on
Doesn't matter. It
2015,
happened.
2014?
You're not
Okay,
shamed
and so
by
but
that.
what?
That's crazy. Like you should be really embarrassed at the fact
I
that
should
you
be
have a coach
embarrassed for
that
the
made
rest
that
of my
worse of a
life
play
because
call.
of that. No way. Yeah, it happened. And yeah, it still hurts to hear about it, but guess what? Can you change the past? I have no time machine. Hey, listen, if you want to give me a time machine, Mo, so I can go back and change it, please do. I would love it.
I mean, you don't feel any bit of embarrassment from that still?
No, why? It's been like almost 10 years ago. 9 years ago. What am I supposed to do? Sit here and boohoo for like all life and be depressed in my house?
Yeah, look at your coach and be pissed at him every time you see him. That's what you should be doing.
Clearly, it wasn't just a Coach Pete thing because Coach Pete still lost to Russell Wilson and still got us to the playoffs.
Doesn't even matter about that. That has nothing to do with that. You guys had a chance.
Why don't you talk about your
down on the
coach for
line.
the
All
Raiders and let us
Beast
know
Mode had to do was
how
run
you're
over-
how it's going to be like the Raider-atriots. That's what we should call them, the Raider-atriots.
Hey, they've been there since last
basically-
season, and
Yeah.
look what they might do.
And they're
You
doing
never know what
more. They're doing more of it.
They might. Well, let's hope. Shoot, all we can do. Look, I know my team can be trash. I know, and I can take accountability for every members of my team. What you do is make excuses for your coach.
How am I
telling
making
you, if I
excuses
looked
for
at
my
Pete Carroll
coach?
every day, I'd be pissed because of the simple fact that all he had to do was call a play for Beast Mode to go over, and y'all would have won that game. I was
How do we
mad for
know
y'all,
okay.
and I'm still tight about that.
I already
that was
told you from the
crazy.
beginning, this is already a Goodell. This is already an issue I had. This was a scripted move back in the NFL. This was
That
a
was
scripted
crazy. It's all get out.
move. Okay. But
And
we still won
it lives
one.
rent free in people's heads. Don't think it don't.
Of course. But we still been to
So-
through 3 Super Bowls in the last 2 decades and won one. So I'm not mad. I can't be mad that we won a Super Bowl in the last decade. Last 10 years? No, I'm not. Would it have been nice to have back-to-back? Sure.
It would have been great to have back-to-back, but
Look
y'all
at
coached it.
Cassandra, she acting like she a Seahawks fan right now.
I'm very tight because I would think that was just the most boneheaded play in NFL history next to the one we faced with the Steelers and that whole situation. But I'm just feeling like that was just crazy. I'm very tight about it because I watched that game in real time. I was rooting for y'all.
I was
And I
in
was just
Arizona
disappointed.
at the bar right next to the stadium when this took place. I was there living in the
honestly,
real
y'all
issues.
should just you should stick yourselves. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't understand how y'all
So
could
just screw
seriously
it. Don't
not
be a
tight
fan no
about this.
more. Like, let it go. Yeah, okay.
Is that what y'all Seattle fans do? Y'all don't hold grudges.
How are we holding grudges?
Y'all don't hold grudges against that?
I mean, guess what? It's irrelevant now. What is it doing now to be holding a grudge from back in the Super Bowl 54?
I don't know. See, I'd be holding a
Or
grudge. I
49,
just think that's just the craziest thing in the world. The fact that Beast Mode was right there, like, I just don't get it.
I mean, I hear it. Listen, we've talked to
Like,
Marisha
the
and
fact
Brandy
that
about
I
it
totally
too.
would be begrudging to Pete Carroll over that if I was a Seahawks fan.
I'm not.
I wouldn't care what he did. You
Okay.
cost us another trophy, sir. We may not have a chance to go back and get one for a while. That's all I'm saying. Y'all don't hold no grudges?
For
Great.
what? We've been doing good. I mean, except for that. Listen, it is what it is. I love Pete. Pete made a wrong choice, whether it was his choice
Seattle
or not.
got
Because
that
I
green
still
up there,
can't.
so I get it,
I
y'all
still
mellow
can't
and
even
everything,
for
and y'all
sure
talk
say that
about
it was
dummies
Pete's
and doing
call.
y'all
Like,
do,
let's
but
be
that's
honest.
it.
Nobody. I feel like people didn't want to see that play happen, and it didn't happen. Unfortunately, I can't just say it was Pete's call that he should have called that call. Who doesn't know whose call that was? It didn't happen. We didn't win.
The fact that
I'm
he
not
went
going to
with
live
it.
my
Yeah.
life living in 2014, 15 and crying, boohooing every day because of a play that took place.
Listen, we
almost a
still
decade
hold. I mean, I guess the Raider fans, we're built differently. We hold grudges. We hold grudges.
Really?
To Randy
So
Moss.
you
hold grudges to the Tuck Rule. We hold grudges to Steelers. We hold grudges with
I mean,
we just have
I'm not
our-
a
we have our
Patriots fan,
grudges.
so I'm gonna hold a grudge against the Patriots. I'm not a Patriots fan. It's
But
not
we
like I'm
hold a
sitting here
grudge
like,
to
oh,
the Patriots, and we hold a grudge. We don't like the Cowboys either,
okay,
and that sticks. I don't think that's anything the two of us can mutually get over. Is them, but.
Ugh.
But I just, it's weird that you guys don't have a grudge on that Seahawks thing.
What are we
That
supposed
one?
to? Yeah, and we definitely don't like the Steelers because that was a that was a.
I mean,
terrible
you gotta have some kind of
Super Bowl
grudges. I
team.
just really would just have a grudge with that.
Okay. Are you off your soapbox now with the Seahawks? I mean, you've spent a lot of time talking about the Seahawks today. I don't know. Are you feeling okay? Your temperature?
No, I just was like,
I think Mama got a fever. If someone check on her, send her some
Seahawks
cold
thing.
and
Like
flu
y'all
or something.
just really be on it. Like it's funny to me because it's like y'all had a
But
chance.
it's everybody got their individual fans. You be doing this stuff with your Raiders.
I do, and I hold grudges with my team. I admittedly hold
Okay.
grudges. That's why I said the Raider fans were just built different, I guess. I don't see how y'all don't have a grudge towards this.
But you act like a grudge is like, I can't like my team. I can't like Pete ever. No, I'm
it's
still
not that.
walking
You
my.
still have
But
a
that's what
personal
you're
grudge
saying.
against that player. It doesn't have anything to. I'm saying.
But that's
that
what
you
you're
have a
telling me.
personal
You're telling me I
grudge
need to have a
against
grudge
Carroll
against
because
Pete. I need to have a grudge against. No, like, I mean, yeah, I'm still mad that we didn't win that Super
Okay.
Bowl, but I'm still a fan for life. Like, this is still my team.
I mean, we're not saying walk away from your team, but you can still have a grudge.
Okay, so explain what a grudge is in your
So a grudge is like
interpretation.
is an errors of grievance, a issue that you have with a particular element of your team, a person, or
Right,
whatever.
but you saying I need to have a
you're
grudge
carrying
with
it,
Pete
you still
Carroll for
carry
the
it
last
because it's
8,
like
9
something-
years.
But it's something that lives in your head, rent free, you just don't forget.
I didn't say I forgot. I was there. I was at the bar right next door. I remember people hitting me saying, "Oh man, you all got this at halftime." And I was like, "Don't say that because it's only halftime." And boop, what happens? We lose. I remember all this in my head. I have pictures from all of that.
And you don't hold no upset tightness about that?
Against who? Against Pete? No, we still been. I still got a head coach. He's still our head coach. I'm not saying fuck Pete and fuck the Seahawks the rest of the time until they all changes. No, that's not it.
There's some Seahawks fans out there that probably say that though.
Not real Seahawks fans. No, if they might have jumped ship, went somewhere else.
So you think they would have jumped ship over that?
I mean, if you're saying that there was people that are still mad and hate Pete or hate whomever made the call, then they should have just jumped ship. I mean, you're talking like you can be mad at your team, but now you've got to like have a grudge for life.
I would have a grudge. Like I said, that's why I said the Raider fans are built different. We still have a grudge over the Patriots over the Tuck rule. Like we don't, we still hold a grudge over freaking.
I mean, I still got grudges with the Mariners
Russell.
and the Yankees. Like, I still hate the Yankees, despise them for just basically turning us into their farm team for so many years. Like,
yeah, but my grudge is not hate of the Raiders. My grudge or the hate of the other teams. It's just the grudge that I have. And I dislike them for those reasons. Or a player like Jamarcus Russell who stole money from us that whole time he was a quarterback. Yeah, I definitely have a grudge against him. I have a grudge against Randy Moss because
it would be different for those grudges if they were still on your team. That's what I'm saying. Like, Pete is still our coach. It's hard to hold a grudge on someone that's still part of your organization.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I feel like it is. I mean, I feel like it'd be easier for me to say, like, you're talking about players that
still be tight and still have like a thing for Pete Carroll.
But I'm not tight about it. Like, yeah, it pissed me off. Yeah, it still can live in my head.
Yeah,
but I'm not. There's not a grudge. Like, I'm not.
Pete Carroll and
No,
I don't. Still have to be your coach.
I'm mad we lost as a team. Period. Because guess what? It didn't have to be just one touchdown that kept us from winning. We could have been ahead by more. We could have been winning the game by more. I'm mad at the corner. I'm mad at the corner from the Patriots who actually caught that damn ball. Why was he right there?
You could have even just won it simply with Beast Mode running the ball in, like he normally does.
We can talk about it for 2 more hours, but whatever you want to do.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you ain't got to dislike your coach, but you can still have a grudge against him.
Shane said he's going to sell some tickets at MGM Boxing. Listen, we both got back in the gym today, so
we did.
We got to take it to a boxing match.
We did. But I know how I only trigger Mel like this and mess with her just because it makes great for the show. And I know how she gets all hyped with her Seahawks situation because that's what she does.
That's what I do.
And so, I mean, it's more so for the entertainment value of it, just pushing buttons. But yeah. Just so, I mean, listen. I personally would have a grudge against him. That's just my opinion. Like, I would have a grudge against him. He could still be.
You're like the Stephen A. Smith of the Girl Chat Sports.
He's done. But I'm still a Dodgers girl. Like, what the hell? Like, you could do that. And you mean tell me y'all
I don't
not,
have a.
At least
I'm
that's
not
an embarrassing.
grudging.
That's like one of the most embarrassing upsets of a Super Bowl game, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, I don't know that Atlanta being up by 20 points at halftime. That was
pretty embarrassing too. I mean, they're on that list too, but it don't mean that y'all not the sole proprietors of the list. Y'all ranked in there too. Don't think y'all not.
Kinte out here asking for me to get triggered more. We don't need this. I don't need this in my life. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it though.
Yeah,
glad y'all enjoyed it.
I get it.
Hey, but while we're on, while we're on the topic of Seattle sports, I do have a slightly long video I want to share, only because it is the end of Women's History Month, and this is a great example of how the city of Seattle is behind their women and what they're doing, especially in building them a new practice facility that is built by women. Oh, did I not
Okay.
even load it up? Shoot, where is it? Let me see.
Let's see it.
I think I forgot to add it, but I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Painful.
I know.
Women
There we go.
deserve
See, that's why Seattle be so embarrassing. Y'all
Right.
be making flops and
To be
L's,
great.
man, and y'all don't have no
Stop.
guts to this. Y'all hell.
You
Are you gonna
walk
let people
in
listen?
now to a place that's all about women reaching for the stars. Women having a place where it's natural that they have big aspirations and they're going to get the support they need to reach those aspirations.
This ownership group has invested in the WNBA and in the Seattle Storm for a long time. But what was next? It's this. It's a dedicated practice facility for a professional women's team.
It's the perfect time to establish our own facility, a place where the team can practice, and a place where they can call home. When we went out to pitch the project to people, we said it's important to us to represent our community. It's important to us that diversity is a part of what you bring to working with us.
It is super powerful to have women lead and to show that the job can be done with a dream, hope, vision, and the unity of a like-minded group.
If you invest, if you showcase women's sports, there are actually a lot of people who are interested and who want to be famous.
The significance of a facility for women, built by women, it's so seamless with our organization and our mission and the work that we constantly strive to do.
We talk about their strength in numbers. We talk about equity, and we talk about making sure that women are elevated, not solely as athletes, but as business owners, coaches, leaders. And this epitomizes that.
Putting that iconic building in Seattle is going to show the city how much basketball matters, how much women's sports matters, and how much we care about establishing our place forever in this amazing city.
Our aim is that this becomes a model for all professional women's teams across this country.
I think it's dope.
How monumental was that? But let me just say, Mark Davis is the first to get it ground broken for a sports complex
Sure.
for women. However, this is monumental because this is constructed by a total women's construction, foreman,
Yes.
planner, architect team from bottom to
that.
top. And this is just going to be an amazing complex for these ladies.
I love it.
And I can't wait to see the one that's for our aces. I can't wait to see.
Oh, for sure.
where
I can't
it
wait to
goes in
see
a
that.
row
It's
of
gonna
all
be
of us,
great.
so.
Have they broken the
that's just gonna
ground? Is
be-
it? I mean, is it almost done yet or anything? I mean, I
I
haven't
think it
seen
is. It's
news
right
on
in
it.
between where the Raiderettes.
But it's funny that we
perform
don't
and-
get the news here about the actual facility. Like, we're not getting the updates of, hey, like we see more updates about, Fox 5 cares and they're building houses than we do about also that they're building a sports facility for the women, the Las Vegas Aces, the champions, to have their own facility here. We don't see that ever. I don't know. We don't see it. I feel like that should be on the news, but what do I know?
I agree too. I agree.
It's crazy.
So it's not.
It's not.
But they barely wanted to give us flowers when they won the championship. So
Listen, and they wanted to give us, a whole 400 feet of room on the strip too. So, but
celebrate. Yeah.
well, it better be twice that for this year when it comes back. That's all I gotta say. Hey, before we go, a couple sneakers I had to bring out. New Balance has these green versus gold. They got a 990 V1 and 990 V3. Dropping March 30th. What I didn't realize is that these New Balances are $180. This is more than a pair of Jordans for me. So, yeah, that's not it. And since it is opening day tomorrow, we got to show, even though I would never get these, the Griffies are back. The Cincinnati Reds are here. The Air Max Griffey 1 in the Cincinnati Reds.
Those either.
These will be dropping on the 30th. You got the Jordan 11 lows, the cement grays. These come out on the 1st. Bape and Adidas have the Campus 80s out. Oh, I'm sorry. That's these ones. Nope. The Campus 80s will be coming out on the 1st as well. And these ones are from Jason Dill of Fucking Awesome and the Adidas Sambas. These will be out on the 1st. And for all of you out there that have youth size shoes like myself, these will be out just for youth and kids. These are the Jordan Low 5s Desert Berry. These will be out on the 4th. So, and in regards to Major League Baseball, girl power moment goes to Melissa Lambert.
Yes.
So she will be making Kansas City Royals history as the first woman on field staff, as well as the first director of behavior science to have a seat in the MLB dugout. The Royals are taking mental health seriously and providing a behavioral science director there.
That's awesome.
Melissa Lambert. Very awesome. And of course, got to give it to your girl, Bayou Barbie.
Yeah, Angel Reese is that girl. Double doubles like that.
Although she had she had a really bad game for the Elite Eight. She didn't even score, I think, the first half, or maybe scored 2 points, I think. But she came through. I mean, 32 double doubles, leading the SEC. That's amazing. So good for her.
Yeah, she's doing the darn thing.
Kinty, I do not.
And I want her to take it all.
Right.
She said what?
Kente asked if I want those Griffies. Let him know. I don't want those Griffies. If anything, I want the original Griffies. They're in Mariners colors. That's it. But I still wouldn't want them. I couldn't rock those. Cassandra, please do a drive-by and post those photos. You know, I don't be going to Henderson too often. So
yeah, that would be nice. We'd like to see the updates. But you know, if you follow the Raiders or have the Raiders app, you'd actually see the updates. If you follow the Raiders on Twitter, you probably would see the updates. If you follow Lisa,
but who wants to follow the Raiders on all those places anyways?
Raider fans and myself, just like you following Pete Carroll and have no grudge against him for doing what he did.
So there we go.
Listen, you follow who you want to follow and be right up on that. And I'm
absolutely
and be right up on
absolutely. Right. Well, I follow the Aces. I don't ever see any updates on their facility. How come the Aces ain't even posting this stuff?
Well, that's a question you need to tweet to the Aces and ask them. And maybe that's something you need to email certain people in the Aces organization and ask them.
Maybe I will.
I'm very curious about that. Now that Tom Brady is acquired, maybe they halted because he's got some plans for their practice facility. Who knows?
I don't know.
But that's a great question to ask to who you said.
The Aces. Yeah, got you. All right, y'all. We went over a little bit of time. We had a great debate.
We did. We did have a great show.
Thanks to Mo for ruffling my feathers.
Hey, it makes for good TV. Like
it does. Everybody loved it. I mean, listen, I have no problem with it. I'm good. Like I'm still going to sit here and talk about
great chatting about nothing. You know.
Good night, Cassandra. We appreciate you tuning in. Everybody else,
you might be winning.
Listen, possibly. I'm gonna use that on some crab at Costco because that Dungeness is down to $11.99 a pound. Just saying. I need a crab.
I'm getting to $54. I don't even know what she's talking about right now, but go off.
We good. Hey, that's all the show for today. We appreciate you. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Girl Chat Sports. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Girl Chat Sports. And make sure if you're just catching the tail end, you hit the replay. Watch it again. Join us live. Yes. We appreciate y'all. Happy Women's History Month. Celebrate women all year long. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Yeah, we are out.